Hey friends, it's me, Pastor Doug, with another word of encouragement for the day, for today, Friday, December 4th. And today's word comes out of Matthew chapter 1, verse 1. And guess what? Today, you get a bonus verse out of Genesis chapter 12. So here's what I want to read to you today. This last weekend, we started a brand new series called The Family Tree, and we're looking back at the genealogy of Jesus, which I know at first sounds sort of boring, but there's actually some really hidden gems inside the genealogy of Jesus. And so as we go back and look at some of the people that were in the ancestry of Jesus, we find some really beautiful stories and actually some really sordid stories as well that are placed there and as reminders of the way that God works redemptively even in our story. But at the very beginning of Matthew chapter 1, Matthew says that he's going to list the genealogy of Jesus. And he says it this way. This is Matthew chapter 1, verse 1. He says, "This is the genealogy of Jesus the Messiah, the son of David and the son of Abraham." Now, keep in mind, he is many generations removed from David. So he's not literally the son of David. He's kind of the great grandson of David. And even further back in his genealogy is this patriarch, this man named Abraham. And I want to just remind you of why this was so significant. So the prophets, the ancient prophets, believed that the Messiah, the rescuer, the Savior, was going to come through the line of David. So Matthew is proving that Jesus' lineage can be traced back to David. But he also shows that Jesus' lineage can be traced all the way back to Abraham. And this is so significant because in Genesis chapter 12, God calls Abraham and says, "I'm going to make you into a nation, a great nation. I'm going to bless you. I'm going to bless your descendants." And then he makes a really striking promise to Abraham. He says this in Genesis chapter 12. He says, "And all people," speaking to Abraham, this is God speaking to Abraham, he says, "all peoples on earth will be blessed through you." So way back in the very beginning, in Genesis chapter 12, God is making a promise to Abraham that Abraham, through you, I'm going to bless all people on earth. And then Jesus comes to us as a descendant of Abraham and becomes the greatest blessing for all of humanity. Jesus is the fulfillment of this prophetic declaration that God spoke to Abraham. He said, all people are going to be blessed through you. And then you fast forward to Matthew chapter 1, and we trace Jesus back as the fulfillment of that promise. Friends, we walk in the fulfillment of that beautiful promise, that we have inherited the blessing promised to Abraham because we have received the blessing of salvation and grace and mercy and forgiveness and wholeness that has been accomplished through Jesus. So friends, may you walk in that gratitude and in that confidence this weekend. Be sure to join us on Sunday morning, and then we'll pick these videos back up on Monday. We'll see you then.